All right, ladies and gentlemen, to the media here at T-Mobile Arena, welcome to the post-fight press conference of Canelo and Berlanga. As now we want to bring up to the stage, we want to address a man who won by 9th round a TKO victory. He is now the interim WBA super middleweight champion of the world, away from 18 months. But you know what? He didn't show any signs of ring rust. Looked tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new interim WBA super middleweight champion of the world, Caleb Plant. Caleb is certainly a showman indeed. And also I want to bring up still the WBA middleweight champion of the world with a fantastic TKO victory over Danny Garcia as we bring up Erislandy Lara. We got two champs, one to my right, one to my left. Erislandy, you can go ahead and take a seat. Look at that, the sign of respect between the two fighters. Caleb, I'm going to start off with you. How do you feel? An amazing performance as you dazzled fight fans around the world with your victory over Trevor McCumbee tonight.
Man, it feels good. Put a lot of hard work in over the last 18 months with my team. And, you know, like I said, it had been a little bit since I've been away from the ring, but had 359 rounds of sparring, so been staying extremely busy. I went through some ups and downs, not with my family, but just some injuries. And so for me to work myself back into this position and have the performance that I have tonight, it means a lot. I put a lot of hard work in to get that. So.
Well, it was great to see you back. Erislandy Lara, we're going to go with you. And how are you feeling after retaining your WBA middleweight championship of the world over Danny Garcia?
Erislandy, ¿cómo te sentís después de haber podido retener este campeonato mundial contra Danny Garcia?
Bueno, primero que todo me siento bien, hice mi trabajo, lo que tenía que hacer, salí ganador, pude terminar la pelea ante 12 rounds, creo que es un trabajo histórico, ¿no? Danny García es un gran boxeador, un excelente boxeador, fue campeón en divisiones inferiores, como yo lo dije en muchos anteriores, pero bueno, me tocó a mí y sigo manteniendo el título.
I feel good, I did my job. Fighting 12 rounds is hard work, especially against a tough fighter like Danny Garcia. He's a great champion in the lower divisions, like I said before. But now, you know, I did what I had to do, and I feel great.
If we have questions for the champs, Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara, raise your hand, and then come out with your question. Questions for Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara.
Caleb, can you describe what it was like after the early pressure of the first few rounds, what you did to overcome that and impose your will to win this fight?
Yeah, you know, he was awkward and strong and unorthodox. You know, he would step through on his stance and kind of bull rush me at times, and he even caught me in my shoulders once as I was pulling out and, you know, knocked me down as he was punching my shoulders. I wasn't hurt at all, so it didn't really rattle my feathers or anything like that. I just stayed calm, and, you know, I knew that we switched to the second game plan, and, you know, once we got there, it was easy money.
Hey, Caleb, what's up, man? This is Najee from Cigar Talk. Congratulations on a big win tonight. This is a two-part question. I think first, we saw midway through the fight, you started to really fight inside and press the action. I wanted to know, was that a part of the game plan to really smother his punches? And then the second part is, you know, you built the Revenge Tour brand basically on trying to get the rematch with Canelo. Do you feel like you got that tonight based on your performance?
And do the first part again?
The game plan as far as going inside and smothering?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, over the last year, we've been working hard on being comfortable wherever the fight goes. And, you know, like I told you guys before, I've been smoothing the edges of my game and that I'm the most complete fighter that I've been yet in my career. And so, you know, once we figured out he was awkward and, you know, unorthodox on the outside, bull rushing and, you know, swinging for the fences, we felt like it'd be, you know, a better plan to step to him, stay on the inside, and break him down. That's what we did. And then as far as the Revenge Tour brand, you know, it's not just about me. You know, we're all out here for revenge. We're all out here to, you know, end up in a better place where we started and get our revenge back on life by any means necessary. So, you know, WBA interim titleist, I'm pretty sure I'll be elevated to WBA regular champ. Canelo's WBA world champ. So, you know, I'll let y'all do the math on that. I'm always willing to take on the biggest test. So you guys know me.
CP, what's going on? It's Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV. First off, congratulations on the outstanding performance. I want to know, is that the best show that you think you've put on? You had the fans going several times, several standing ovations before the fight ended. Is that your most satisfying victory that you've ever had?
They're all pretty satisfying when you get your hand raised, but it felt good. I was putting on a show, but my dad and Brad, they started getting on my ass, telling me to stay focused, quit fucking around. And, you know, it's hard because I'm a showman. I like to have fun in the ring. This is something I enjoy. So, but I had to lock back in and, you know, as my dad said, quit fucking around. But we got the job done. So I've had some, you know, entertaining performances. This one's up there.
Erislandy, for you, did you, going ahead and dealing with Danny Garcia, two-division world champion, you hit him with some big shots. Did you feel as if it was only a matter of time before he wilted under your power?
¿Sentís que contra Dani García era no sí, pero cuándo lo ibas a noquear? ¿Que era cuestión de tiempo?
Bueno, yo sentí que solamente
That he couldn't quite find his reach. So I connected 2 or 3 good punches. Then as the fight went on, I saw that he did start getting his rhythm, and you guys also what happened. I was just able to thrive under those circumstances.
Questions for the champs, Caleb Plant, Erislandy, Lara.
Any you guys want? Felicidades, Lara. Take us through the knockout and tell us what's next for you. You're the champion. What do you want next?
Bueno, ahora mismo estoy abierto a pelear con los mejores de la división. Mira, aquí creo que estaba Crawford, creo que estaba aquí hoy. Estaba buscando oponente. También me gustaría de nuevo una segunda oportunidad también con el Canelo Alvarez, si se puede. Pero bueno, estoy aquí abierto para pelear con cualquier boxeador.
I'm open to fighting anybody. There were a couple of people here that definitely are interesting. You saw Crawford here. He's looking for an opponent. And then I'm definitely open to getting a second crack at Canelo. Why not?
Erislandy. Lara, ¿cómo te sentiste en esta pelea? ¿Te vistes muy bien? ¿Qué te gustaría pelear? ¿Con quién te gustaría pelear siguientemente?
Bueno, sinceramente me sentí bien cómodo. Me gustaría pelear con cualquiera de la división. Yo soy campeón en la división, sigo siendo campeón. Y ya he demostrado que a mis 41 años todavía sigo partiéndole la boca a los muchachos.
The question was, how do you feel during the fight, and then who would you like to fight next? And he said, I feel great. You know, at 41, I can still crack heads and split lips. So, I'm ready to go against anybody in this division or otherwise. Bring anybody on. Ready for a challenge.
And Erislandy is boxing's oldest current world champion. So again, he is defying father time as we give a round of applause to boxing's oldest current world champion, Erislandy Lara. Again, the media for questions.
Kevin Garcia with Fight Hype. My question is for Caleb. Caleb, here we go. Just wanted to know, obviously you spoke about Canelo potentially, us doing the math, him being your next opponent or an opponent you would like to get in the ring with in the near future. What were your thoughts on his fight with Berlanga, and what did you think about Berlanga's performance as well?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight. Didn't really feel like Berlanga, not to be hating, but didn't really win around. He was on the defensive a lot. But, yeah, me and Canelo, me and Berlanga, me and Charlo, I think those are 3 big fights that the boxing world will love, and 3 big fights that I'd love to be in as well.
Right here, Stephen Cordeño, Carolina Sports. This question's for Lara. Lara, were you surprised at the end of the fight when obviously you dropped Danny, but it didn't seem like he was extra hurt? I don't know. Were you surprised that the fight ended the way it did?
¿Te sorprendió que la pelea haya terminado como terminó? Porque el golpe no pareció tan duro y no parecía que Dani había sufrido un daño adicional severo comparado con el resto de la pelea.
Sinceramente no me sorprendió. La gente de afuera, que los televidentes ven que no, sí, pero sí, yo sentía que le estaba dando buenos golpes, pues ya la izquierda creo que se le estaba dando todo el tiempo y creo que eso sí lo lastimé, ¿no?
Well, from the outside point of view, it may not have looked like that, but I didn't know that the knockout was maturing. I felt like I was throwing some really good punches, and he was inflicting damage. So when he fell, it was just a byproduct of what I was doing throughout the fight.
Esta pregunta es para Erislandy Lara. Erislandy, ¿en qué estarías pensando a partir de hoy? ¿En una unificación o en otra defensa voluntaria? Te pregunto porque ayer estuve hablando con Carlos Adames y me dice que jamás va a pelear contigo. Quedaría al Incaluli. ¿En qué estarías pensando tú?
No, una defensa, lo que sea, cualquiera, unificar. Pero Carlos Adame, somos compañeros del mismo campo de entrenamiento, ¿no? Creo que él coja su camino por un lado, yo cojo por el otro. No por nada de que le demos ni nada, solamente que somos casi del mismo equipo.
Well, the question was about whether Erislandy would think about unifying titles or go for another voluntary defense of the current title that he has. And that also Adames was saying that he will never fight, Lara here. And so Lara was saying that, I'm up for unifying if the opportunity arises. And, Adames, he can go his own way. He has every right to do whatever he deems right to do. I appreciate him. And, whatever happens with him, it's up to him.
All right, we're going to let these guys go. Caleb, final message that you have. You're the interim WBA super middleweight champion of the world. What do you want to tell all the fight fans that we're watching around the world as you look ahead towards the future?
Yeah, just appreciate all you guys tuning in. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Thank you for all the media coming out here and, getting our messages across to the fans. Love all you guys and, hopefully see y'all soon in a big fight.
Caleb Plant, ladies and gentlemen, I will once again turn it over to Erislandy Lara. Erislandy, final comments as you go ahead and enjoy some well-deserved rest.
Bueno, quiero darle las gracias a todos, a PBC, a Amazon Pride, a Luis de Cuba Jr., a Geme, a todos ustedes por estar aquí esta noche y por el apoyo, a mi esposa que está ahí conmigo también, a mi equipo, ¿no? Y seguimos adelante. Muchas gracias.
Well, I would like to thank everybody here, the media, PBC, Amazon Prime, Luis de Cuba Jr., Al Heyman, my wife that's over here, and, my whole team that's also over here. And, I appreciate you all. See you next time.
Congratulations to Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause to the two champs. Great to see them inside the ring victorious.
Thank you, Mario. Cuidado con eso, Erislandy. Ahí.
What'd you say? Quotes? I don't know if you're talking about something.
Kelly. Thank you.
Let's see. Where are you going to watch the game? At home. Trying to flight.
Yeah, there was only one question. I asked everyone, they weren't.
Okay, no worries.
No, oh my God, no. I was just worried because I looked over and I saw Kelly looking right up. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, there's no questions. I felt it. Hell, there'll be a lot more stuff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with the press conference as we bring up a man who came up short tonight, but what an effort that he provided. It's the first loss of his career. I have no doubt he will absolutely bounce back. Brooklyn and also Puerto Rico should be very proud of him for how hard he fought at this level, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a round of applause to Edgar Berlanga and his entire team. Edgar came out and fought courageously and really showed to the world that he certainly belongs at this extremely high world-class level. Edgar, you know, we are about an hour removed from the fight. So how was the experience like? What's going through your mind? I know you're disappointed having that O taken away, but still, you came out and fought your hardest tonight.
First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, you know, for this opportunity. You know, I went in there with a legend today, man. You know, we came up short. Obviously, you know, I'm a winner at heart, man. So, you know, I'm a little down, but, you know I won the world after this performance. You know, I got dropped in the third round. I came back and, you know, fought a hard fight. You know, I fought a legend, man. So a guy like me, right? You know, the whole world was against me, right? And I was probably like 0 to 100, you know, like 1 to 100, and on the odds, right? And just facing a legend, man, is something different. You know, it's a blessing too to share the ring with him. But I'm excited. You know, I finally got my feet wet at the highest level or the pinnacle of boxing. You know, and I feel like, you know, I handled it well. You know, we sold the fight great, and we fought a great fight. You know, we gave the fans what they wanted to see. You know, war. And, you know, that's what Mexicans and Puerto Ricans do, you know, when they go in the ring and share the ring together.
Questions for Edgar Berlanga from the media. Questions?
Straight back. Edgar, Dan Rayfield here. Heck of a performance, even in a loss. I wonder if you take solace in the fact that you were able to go the distance with him in a fight that so many people thought that you were going to be knocked out in the early part of the fight.
Yeah, you know, like I said before, man, you know, the whole world was against me, you know, and I was saying it in interviews, you know, nobody believed in me. You know, I felt like I had probably like 20% of the world, you know, maybe 10% of the world that believed in me. You know, they thought I was going to probably get knocked out in 2-3 rounds, you know, but it was a great fight, man. I knew, you know, that it was going to be a great fight at the end of the day, man. You know, I'm a warrior. And like I said before, you know, I was calling this guy for 4 years, you know, and like I said, man, he's a legend. You know, he fought Floyd Mayweather when he was young, and look who he became after that loss. You know, so I gained a lot of experience, man, being in the ring with him. You know, he's a great fighter. You know, but I know that he knows that I'm the future legend of the sport.
So to follow up on that briefly, do you feel like that even though this was not a win for you, that similar to what happened with Canelo and losing to Floyd, like you mentioned, that this will help you in the future, that you'll be confident that you're to be taken seriously, that you'll be able to hang with the other top super middleweights out there after going 12 rounds and taking one of the best fighters of all time?
Yeah, man. Definitely I put the whole 168-pound division on notice. I know that they know that I'm coming to fight. And listen, you know, facing a guy like Canelo, right? He's the man. He's the top dog at 168. You know, there's no bigger than him, you know, at the 168 division. He's a Floyd Mayweather. He's a Manny Pacquiao. He's that type of guy. You know, when you fight him, it's like a concert, you know, and I feel like I handled it very, very well. You know, I gave my part, you know, and people laugh, right? But for real, right? He's a guy that I looked up to growing up, man. You know, and obviously I didn't want to tell him that, you know. I didn't want to tell him, yo, you're an idol to me. You know, I didn't want to say that because it's like, damn, I'm about to fight this dude. But he's somebody that we always studied, that we always looked up to. And I wanted to fight him. I'm like, damn, I want to fight my idol. But I never told him, you know, I never told the media, I never told nobody, you know, because I felt like people would have really thought that I was going to go out there and just take a knee or something just to get the opportunity to fight my idol, you know. But I told him after the fight, I said, you somebody that we look up to, you know, for many years. And, you know, it's a blessing, man, to be here. You know, I'm not going to lie, this is crazy. You know, 22,000 sold out. You know, it's a blessing.
Questions for Edgar Berlanga.
Hey, right here, Edgar. Miguel Maravilla from Fight News. First of all, Edgar, congratulations on this fight. Do you feel you're a player now at 168 after this performance?
I truly, right now I'm a winner, right? So I got defeated today. So, you know, 50% of me is down and 50% of me feels okay. But, you know, between my father, you know, one of the legends right here, Memo, my coach, Eddie Hearns, and Keith is telling me that, you know, I shocked the world. And, you know, right now, you know, I'm a superstar in the 168 division. You know, I handle everything well, man. You know, I went in there with a legend, and I shocked the world. You know, people thought that I was going to probably get knocked out early, and I went in there and did what I had to do. You know, we didn't come out with the victory, but, hey, it is what it is. You know, it's just another stepping stone to greatness.
here. Congratulations on great performance. You fought the best fighter in the world. You fought the best fighter in the world. Congratulations on that performance. You took his best shots. You even got up when you got knocked down in the third round. Can you rate Canelo Alvarez power? How hard does he hit from everybody that you fought or ever sparred?
I'll say he is the hardest for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy and he punched very hard too. So I'll say both of them are like the same, but you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I'm gonna get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I gotta bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. We be practicing in camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin, and I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove. You know, that's like a thing for me when I, you know, my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves. 'Cause I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, you know, it comes with boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped, you know, got hurt. But it's about how you come back and respond.
I had a quick question for Eddie Hearn. Eddie, you've watched Canelo destroy so many other guys. How proud are you of Edgar and the way that he hung in there through this fight?
Yeah, so proud because he's never boxed anywhere near that level before. And you know, one of the things that we probably wanted and needed was that fight between where he's been fighting, those levels, and Canelo Alvarez. And it was such a huge jump that the worry is that you're out of your depth. But he never really looked out of his depth in there. You know, we got beat, and we got beat well by a legend, but it was always competitive, the rounds. And I think more importantly, it was the way that he handled the week, the way that he handled the dressing room, the way that he handled the ring walk, the crowd. But for me, one of the most pleasing things was the boxes that he ticked. You know, an impregnable chin that took every shot in the artillery of Canelo Alvarez. And to be honest, like, the knockdown was an incredible left hook. It was kind of like a flash knockdown, but he was never really hurt in the entire fight. And even when he got dropped, he came back, he was firing back, and people loved it. I think his ring IQ, which we knew was better than people anticipated, was good and frustrated Canelo Alvarez at times. But, you know, I said to him after, and he's disappointed, and he should be because he's a winner and he lost. But ultimately, when he drops back down a level, which is just what you do, because Canelo Alvarez level's so high, he's going to really start to understand the experience that he gained tonight. And like he said about Canelo Alvarez fighting Floyd Mayweather at a young age, that's what he's done. He's stepped up to a whole new level and got a wonderful experience tonight. You know, I said to him earlier, he's secured his entire life and his family's life forever at such a young age. And it's just the beginning. Because right now, I think you have to say that he's probably the #1 name in the division outside of Canelo Alvarez. You know, and there's huge fights out there for him. You know, next year, Jaime Munguia, Caleb Plant, Charlo, Pacheco, our young gun coming through. But he's right now the man in the division as far as I'm concerned. And I'm very proud of that performance. I think he deserves a huge amount of credit.
And just to follow up real quick, you've worked with Canelo so closely. On the heels of this triumph, does it make more sense for him to fight a lighter guy like Crawford or to try to go up for the glory of Bivol, Peter Beeve, winner, or Benavidez?
Yeah, I mean, look, Canelo's going to do whatever Canelo wants to do. He's earned the right to do that. You know, if Bivol wins in a couple of weeks, he could have a shot at him for the undisputed championship at 175. Crawford was there tonight chasing the fight, and, you know, he's earned the right to do whatever he wants.
Hey, Caleb, what's going on, man? Najee from Cigar Talk. First of all, congratulations. You know, even in this loss, your stock has gone up. I think, you know, you've gained a bit more respect for this fight. Caleb Plant was up here before you, and one of the questions was asked, you know, how he would fight you next, and, you know, if that was something he wants. He made it clear that he wants to fight you, so I just want to know, what do you think about that fight?
I think that fight is possible, you know, but I just finished fighting one of the greatest fighters right now in our era, you know, so I'm not really focused on Caleb. You know, I got to go back, take time off, my family, and then when I head back in the gym, you know, call up Eddie, call the manager, hit up coach, hit up my dad, and we see who's on next on the line.
No more questions.
Hola, buenas noches. Edgar, Erika Montoya del Heraldo. ¿Qué fue lo que aprendiste tú de enfrentar a Canelo? Decías que tú lo comparabas con Floyd Mayweather, con Manny Pacquiao, con ese estilo de peleadores. ¿Qué es lo que te llevas esta noche y qué papel jugó los fanáticos que llenaron aquí la T-Mobile?
Primero, yo me está pensando que yo ganaste los fanáticos y ganó mucha experiencia peleando con leyendas como Canelo. Y eso es más importante ahora mismo para mi carrera, ahora mismo. Y yo creo que después de esto yo voy a ser un super estrella de Puerto Rico, de 168, representando full y más o menos el próximo cara de boxeo.
Edgar, you want to translate or you want me to translate? Okay. Okay, well, the question was about what's the biggest lesson that Edgar took from this fight. And Edgar was saying that the biggest lesson that he took was the experience from Canelo and what it takes to face someone like that. And also he talked about wanting to be the next superstar from Puerto Rico. And this is the kind of challenge that he needs in order to reach that level.
Edgar, felicidades en tu pelea. ¿Qué fue lo que te complicó Canelo? ¿Y Canelo es el mejor peleador que has peleado con?
So what was the most complicated part of facing Canelo, and also was Canelo the best opponent you've ever had?
I think I was. I think besides Floyd Mayweather and Bivol, I think I was one of the best opponents for sure. I'm definitely show a lot of, IQ in there. But he has a lot of experience. I remember usually guys, their first title shot, they get for one belt. I could have been fighting for the undisputed my first title shot against a legend. So, I'm going up somebody that's been there over 20, 30 times, at this level. And this is my first time, so I can't really be too hard on myself, because right now I feel a little down. I'm not gonna lie. I got defeated, but hey, I feel like we won the fans for sure.
Bueno, miren, me siento decepcionado, sí, un poco, pero a la misma vez no me puedo golpear demasiado en lo moral porque yo me enfrenté a alguien que tiene 20, 30 defensas de título en su carrera. Esta era mi primera oportunidad. Podría haber peleado contra cualquier otro, pero yo acepté este desafío y me parece que lo hice bien, demostrando un coeficiente intelectual boxístico que estuvo a la altura. Y entonces me llevo eso, me llevo esa lección y ese lado positivo de esta pelea.
Edgar, hell of a fight, champ. You did amazing tonight. You showed a lot of heart. One thing I seen from watching from outside, obviously, was you were in tremendous condition. You took a hell of a shot. You got down, you got back up, and you fought the rest of the fight. You fought your heart out, came back hard after every exchange. You was coming back hard with fire. What do you attribute that to? How were you able to keep coming as hard as you did? Pause.
I think I know that there's more in the tank with me. This is a big experience for me. A lot of guys, man, fold under this type of pressure. Like what Canelo said. He said, "Oh, it's different with me in there." It's like the fans, and being in his territory and coming to the West Coast. It sucks energy out of fighters. It makes fighters feel weak. And then you look across the ring and it's like, damn, I'm fighting Canelo Alvarez. I'm fighting a legend. So these guys become a different type of fighter with the lights. With me, I feel like I came to fight. I showed the fans that, what they wanted to see. We didn't come out with the victory, but, we got the victory. I know after this, it's a big experience for me. It was an amazing show. The build-up was amazing, building up this fight. I'm ready for it all, man. I'm ready for the big lights. I'm ready to sell out another stadium. I know now after this, I know I could do it myself. Puerto Rican Day weekend, or we could take it back to Puerto Rico and sell out an arena over there.
How's it going, Edgar? Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. Coming into the fight, there was a lot of talk about, IQ, and smarts and intelligence. I wanted to ask you, what did you learn about yourself in those 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez, and what about Canelo's skills? What in Canelo's skill set makes him so hard to figure out when you're in the ring with him?
I just felt like, I was pouring too much. I could have threw more combinations. There was a lot of stuff that I should have did. When I go back in the tape on my team, I know I'm going to be disappointed in a lot of things, because it was a lot of stuff that I knew I could have probably, like, pushed more on him and push him back and, break his will. But, he's a legend, man, so he, he's going to weather the storm, and I feel like I weathered the storm very well. I took his best shot, came back, and every time he hit me, I hit him right back, so, it was a fight.
Edgar right here in the front, Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV. You and I interviewed after Munguia and Canelo in the MGM Grand in front of about probably 800 people in the lobby. It was packed. You told me something in that interview. You said that if I get the Canelo Alvarez fight, I'm not going out like everybody else did. I'm gonna represent myself. How do you feel when you watched the arc of the fight and you heard the fans, you heard everybody kind of changing over? People were cheering for you. People were really showing you a lot of respect after all the disrespect that you received. How's that make you feel?
I feel excited, man. I'm glad that, I finally won the world, the boxing world. People was doubting me, even my country, Puerto Rico, and they went viral yesterday. How much people was like disrespecting me from my island, when I sweat blood and tears for my island, Puerto Rico. And then all of a sudden today, it was like the whole island was like rooting for me. Everybody was like showing me love. And I seen it, I said, damn, like, God is good, man. And then after this performance, I know, sky's the limit. Like, I know after this is superstar status for real. I experienced the top of the pinnacle of boxing. I fought a legend. I did everything I had to do what fighters should do when they get at that level, like when Floyd Mayweather fought Pacquiao. It was that type of fight, I got friends that was that from New York, and it was like, yo, we trying to go watch the fight in different clubs, and everything is sold out. And that made me feel good. I was like, and this was today, right before the fight. It was like, yo, we trying to watch the fight. We can't watch the fight nowhere in New York. Everywhere is sold out. Every bar, every club, everywhere in New York, you try to go watch this fight, is sold out. And I felt good, because like I said before, it could be 50% people that hate me and 50% people that love me, but they still gonna watch. And like I always say, man, I love my haters. They push me to greatness.
This question's for Eddie Hearn and Keith Conley. I wanted to ask, because one of the young guys linked to Edgar was Diego Pacheco. Is there a possibility that fight could happen in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, as Edgar said, he just finished his fight, so his job is to relax now with his family, and then our job with Keith is to plan the future. Of course, Diego is a young fighter coming through, but Edgar just fought Canelo Alvarez on a huge stage, and his stock really rose tonight. So I think the guys like Diego are definitely chasing Edgar Berlanga, and they should be. All young fighters should be now chasing people like Edgar Berlanga. He's been chasing people for a while, but I see him as one of the top guys at 168 now, not just as a fighter, but commercially as well. And like he said, he's always done big numbers. When we went to the Garden, he did a great gate, and that's only going to increase tonight. So, yeah, I think that's a potential fight down the line, but me and Keith now will plot the comeback, and I'm really excited. I almost feel like it's like a new signing, because we knew he was a big star before, but now I feel like we've got one of the biggest stars in the division, and I think the comeback trail and the comeback plan is going to be really, really fun.
First of all, Edgar, super proud of you. Tremendous fight, tremendous effort. I think, first of all, he proved all the haters wrong, as he said. He won the world tonight, even though he didn't win the fight. As far as going forward, I think, like Eddie said, we'll sit down. I think the smart thing to do would be a homecoming in either New York or Puerto Rico, get his legs back underneath him, get him another win, and then target guys like Munguia, Charlo, Caleb Plant, and if the Diego Pacheco fight makes sense, we could do that fight as well. But there's probably at least 3, 4, or 5 fights that are huge for Edgar in the next couple of years here.
Edgar, felicidades por la pelea. Can you tell us just how, if you were hurt really bad on that 3rd round, and also what you saw in the 10th round when Canelo seemed like to go to his corner and then you almost caught him?
Nah, it was like a flash knockdown. You know, he caught me, and when I hit the floor, that's why I got upset and I started hitting my glove because, you know, if I hit the floor, I know I'm not supposed to beat it. So it was more of a flash knockdown. I felt the shot, but I wasn't hurt. You know, I handled it well. I took his best shot, and you know, I feel like I gave my best shot to him as well.
Edgar, ¿cómo estás? Antes de la pelea hubo una intensa guerra de palabras, especialmente allí en Los Ángeles. Y después de la guerra que tuvieron, se abrazaron. ¿Qué significó eso?
So before the fight, there was an intense war of words which started at the Los Angeles press conference, continued throughout 5 weeks. What did that mean to you?
For me, you know, it's a part of the sport. You know, it's nothing personal. You know, we humble. You know, I come from a humble family, from humble beginnings. You know, but you know, this is a fight. You know, so we gotta sell a fight. And you know, at the end of the day, once the fight is signed, there's no respect. You know, as for you know, at that level between me and him. You know, so that's all it was. It was nothing personal. And you seen in the ring, I was still talking to him and telling him stuff. You know, when he was hitting me, I was telling him to keep hitting me. I was trying to do like a rope-a-dope, Muhammad Ali thing, you know, on George Foreman. I was telling him, like, come on, keep hitting me. Come on, you can't hit me. Come on, I don't hurt. Come on, again. You know, to take his best shot to try to get him tired.
Así es el deporte, no es nada personal, ya que el boxeo es así y fíjense cómo eso siguió durante la pelea y yo le decía, golpeame, dale, vení, golpeame, porque de alguna manera también me sentía como Muhammad Ali cuando estaba en su mejor momento, ¿no? Así es lo divertido y después nos respetamos, está todo bien, nos hablamos después de la pelea y de vuelta, no hay nada personal, yo que no lo respeto y después el resto es parte del boxeo.
Edgar, final comments as you conclude what has been a tremendous fight week here in Las Vegas. The place was rocking. You and Canelo Alvarez treated fans around the world to a sensational world championship prize fight. The floor is yours, Edgar.
You know, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody here, all my fans that came out, you know, the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans that showed love. You know, it was a big event for us, you know. There's a big event in Las Vegas. You know, we was up against UFC, and I feel like we shut them down with this event. So, you know, God is great. I want to thank Memo right here, you know, my personal trainer. You know, he's a beast right here. You know, he's a legend. I want to thank my brother Johnny, my brother Roa, you know, and my whole team. You know, my dad, Eddie Hearns, Keith Conley, Mark Ferrite, Ray Ferrite, and the whole squad. You know, it was a long camp. It was a difficult camp because, you know, we find a legend. So it was a lot of hard stuff going on in the gym mentally. You know, my coach was on me mentally for this fight heavy, you know, because we knew who we was up against. We was up against a legend, you know, so I couldn't fight how I fought all my other fights. You know, I had to step it up a notch mentally. It wasn't really about nothing physical. It was all the mental, you know. When they say boxing is 90% mental, 10% physical, people don't really understand that, but it's really that, man. Everything is mental with the sport, you know. Obviously, I got hit with a big shot in the third round, and I shook it off like nothing. You know, that's the mental. That don't got nothing to do with me physically. You know, if my mental wasn't right, I probably would have stood down there and just take a knee and just call off the fight. Let me get a paycheck, you know. But nah, you know, obviously I showed the world that we're not here for a paycheck. You know, I'm really here to shock the world and just, you know, become a superstar and become the face of boxing. You know, this don't end here, man. You know, I'm on to greatness, you know. I can't wait to get back in the gym. I want to do another main event, probably in New York, Madison Square Garden, or Puerto Rico at the Choliseo, and just, you know, take over boxing, man. You know, Canelo, he's already getting out the door, you know, and I want to be that face at 168.
Well, Edgar, we wish you all the best of luck. A round of applause to Edgar Berlanga, ladies and gentlemen. What an effort here tonight, and wishing him all the best of luck. Looking forward to seeing him back in the near future.
Five questions? That's it. If there's anything else.
I got it.
Okay. Oh.
Voy a hacer la introducción y ya estamos aquí. Kelly, can I start? Can I go? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the great honor and pleasure to introduce a man who defended successfully his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight championships of the world again. Another spectacular performance on Mexican Independence Day from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He has headlined at least 6 times on Mexican Independence Day weekend, joined by his entire team, Eddie Reynoso, Chepo Reynoso. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the legend, the great Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
Gracias, gracias. No, pues muy contento por una gran noche, una gran pelea. Agradecido con todos ustedes por el apoyo que siempre me han brindado y listo para cualquier pregunta o duda que tengan.
I'm very happy, very glad, and very thankful for all the support that you all have given me. I'm ready for questions. Bring it on.
Canelo, congratulations on the victory. As you look back on this night, what were your takeaways? Are you completely satisfied with it, or do you feel like a little bit of the edge is off because you didn't get the knockout?
No, I feel good. I feel happy. I did what I supposed to do, win the fight, and I enjoyed the fight. I think it was a good fight for the fans, and I'm satisfied.
Canelo right here in the front, Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV. Congratulations again, champion, on a great fight. One takeaway from press row, a lot of people were just saying, you just look like a guy that just loves to get in there and scrap. How much fun did you have tonight? You look like you enjoyed yourself. How fun was this?
Yeah, it was a fun night for me. It's like a one day in the office for me. I love what I do. I love being there, fighting, and give the fans what they want, a fight. And, you know, I enjoy what I do, and I still love boxing, and you can see tonight.
And lastly, for me, tonight, Terrence Crawford was with Turkey Al-Sheikh at the other event across town. Put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turkey Al-Sheikh calling you out. What's your response to Terrence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
Hola Saúl, acá. Buenas noches, Enrique Veas, gusto saludarte, felicidades por la pelea, pero a mí me gustaría saber tu sentir, ¿no? Empezaste anunciando la pelea que el tum, que le ibas a dar tum a Berlanga, hoy se lo diste, pero no se da el knockout. O sea, ¿qué está faltando? Y es lo que la gente en México pide en redes sociales para el knockout.
¿Para qué son los 12 rounds? Ahora te pregunto yo a ti.
No, pues para llevar ahí con el tema de las tarjetas y ganarlo, pero la gente quiere ver ese punch, quiere ver ese knockout.
Los 12 rounds son para mostrar quién es el mejor. A veces se da el knockout en el boxeo, a veces no se da. Es impredecible. El knockout es impredecible, no puedes predecir un knockout. De querer noquear, claro que quieres, ¿no? De que se dé, también tienes un rival enfrente que está haciendo su trabajo, que se está protegiendo, que se está haciendo su trabajo para no ser noqueado, y es lo que pasa, ¿no? De querer, claro que quiero. No se pudo, pero demostré que soy el mejor. Para eso son los 12 asaltos.
The question was about what was Canelo missing, considering that in the third round he seemed like he was on top of Berlanga, and then the social media comments, especially from Mexico, regarding, okay, why wasn't he able to get the knockout? Canelo answered that, well, what are the 12 rounds for? And the 12 rounds are for showing who's the best. The knockout is unpredictable. You can't just go out and get it because you want to. Did I want to? Of course I did. But there's also an opponent in front of you, someone that also does things well. So I did my thing, and I was able to prove that I was the best throughout all 12 rounds.
Saúl, felicidades, Miguel Maravilla de Fight News. Felicidades en tu victoria. Mencionaste que quieres la revancha contra Bivol. ¿Vas a viajar a ver esa pelea de Bivol ante Better Beef? ¿Y quién piensas que gane esa pelea?
No voy a viajar, a ver esa pelea. Pues es una pelea muy competitiva, los dos son buenos peleadores, los dos tienen chance de ganar. Es una pelea 50-50, es muy difícil de predecir esa pelea.
The question was about whether Canelo planned to travel to see Bivol and Better Beef live when they fight, and who he's got as a winner. No, I don't plan to travel. And then again, this is a 50-50 fight. A fight between two very accomplished fighters. Bivol is going to have a very tough opponent in front of him. It's going to be a good fight.
Canelo, Cynthia Conte, Best Women's Boxing Show here. Congratulations on a great win. Were you surprised by Berlanga's performance in the ring tonight with his skills?
No, I'm not surprised. I think he don't fight like he used to fight. He defend himself a little more. That's why happened what happened. But I did what I supposed to do. Being there and fight and do my best and win the fight.
De este lado, Saúl. Felicidades por la victoria, Mariano Sánchez del Diario AS. Mencionó Berlanga al final, todo lo vimos, que te dice que eres su ídolo. ¿Qué tan satisfecho te deja también en la parte personal que ahora también ya tus contrincantes, pues eres la figura a seguir para ellos también?
No, me siento muy contento porque al final de cuentas es un deporte, el boxeo es muy bonito, el respeto después, el deportivismo después de la pelea, creo que dice muchas cosas y me siento muy bien que me haya dicho eso, ¿no? El ser su ídolo yo, el que haya tenido la oportunidad de pelear con su ídolo, pues sé cómo se siente y me siento muy contento, muy satisfecho con lo que pasó esta noche y le deseo todo lo mejor a Berlanga.
The question was about how Canelo feels regarding Berlanga's earlier statement here in the press conference about how Canelo was his idol and he's really happy about having fought against him. And Canelo says that kind of statement, it feels great because it's something that means a lot to me when someone younger like that says that I'm his idol. And in the end, boxing is a beautiful sport, and the kind of sportsmanship, the kind of respect that's shown after the fight, that's what boxing is all about.
Five more.
Good question.
¿Qué tal, Saúl? Buenas noches. Felicidades por el triunfo. Preguntarte el tema de Terrence Crawford, ya te preguntaba lo de Bivol, pero ¿qué viene el próximo año para el mes de mayo? Si hay opciones reales con estos boxeadores, posiblemente el tema del Turqui, o sea, ¿Qué viene para el mes de mayo?
Ahorita voy a descansar, no tengo nada pensado. Después platicar con Eddie, con Al Jaimon, con Luis, a ver qué es lo que viene, pero no hay nada que podamos adelantar ahorita. La verdad es que vamos a disfrutar esta victoria, voy a disfrutar de mi familia, que la extrañé muchísimo, y ya después veremos qué es lo que viene para mayo.
The question was, what's up next for May? Terence Crawford or someone else? What's your goal? And really, all I want to do is rest right now. I want to rest. I want to enjoy this victory. I want to be with my family, who I missed a lot. And then I'm going to get together with my people, and I'm going to decide what's next.
Saúl, felicidades por el triunfo. ¿Nos puedes platicar si sentiste en algún momento de la pelea que estabas cerca del knockout y al final del 10º asalto, como que te das una vuelta? No sé si pensabas que ya había terminado el asalto o qué es lo que pasó ahí.
Sí, pues pude haber terminado la pelea en cualquier momento, pero como te digo, Edgar Berlanga también vino a pelear, a salir a hacer su trabajo. La verdad es que no me acuerdo de esa vuelta. Como que sonó la campana o algo así, pensé que sí me acuerdo. Sí, pensé que se había sonado la campana y me di la vuelta ya cuando vi que no, ya me puse al tiro.
Well, it was a two-part question. The first one was whether Canelo felt that the knockout was close at any point in the fight. And then also the second part was what happened in the 10th round. When he kind of turned around, there was general confusion there. Well, the knockout, it could have happened at any point, but like I said before, Berlanga stood in front of me. He was a quality opponent, and he stood in there. And as far as the 10th round, I don't really remember what happened. But yeah, it was like I turned around, I maybe felt like the bell had rung, but you know, it wasn't a big deal.
Hey, Canelo, how you doing? Najee from Cigar Talk. You know, you've had this big staple career, you know, constant wins after wins. Obviously, you know, I know you said you got to take some time. What does next feel like to you?
Yeah, get time, rest a little bit, and enjoy my victory, and then we'll see what is coming.
Hola, Saúl, ¿qué tal? Aquí es David Valadez del Gordo y la Flaca de la cadena Univisión. Primero que nada, felicidades. Me encantó la pelea. Creo que fue una semana muy importante en Las Vegas. Tú convocaste a lo mejor del espectáculo. Estuvo Harrison Ford, Demi Moore y tus amigos, pues, Luis R. Conríquez. Háblame un poco de tus amigos que estuvieron contigo presente. Fuerza Régida, la sorpresa de la noche. Felicidades.
Así es, no, muchas gracias. Muy contento, agradecido con todos ellos que vengan a apoyarme, con Fuerza Régida que se dio el tiempo de venir a acompañarme caminando al ring. Pues mis amigos, todos que estuvieron aquí, siempre muy agradecido. Demi Moore y el otro actor, pues fanático de ellos desde hace mucho tiempo.
Harrison Ford.
Y ese señor, fanático desde hace mucho tiempo, y me sorprendió verlos, los vi en el pasillo cuando iba a mi camerino después de la pelea, me sorprendió verlos, pero la verdad que me siento halagado de que hayan venido a verme.
Well, first of all, I want to thank my friends. They've always been there for me. They are there for me, and they're the world to me. The fact that they're here, that's everything, and I appreciate them a lot. And as far as the celebrity studied event that I had today, that was amazing. Demi Moore, Harrison Ford, I saw them in the hallway just now after the fight, and that surprised me. But I'm a big fan of them, and that was really amazing.
Amazing. So last question.
Gracias. Arturo Sanguino del periódico El Universal. Justo, venía también Diego y Gael García a apoyarte, Saúl. Arturo Sanguino del periódico El Universal, preguntarte, en la pelea mencionaste que eres el mejor del mundo. ¿Qué tanta posibilidad hay de experimentar otros mercados como Arabia o incluso tu sueño de pelear en Londres?
Si me pagan lo que quiero para ir a otros lugares, voy. Si no, no tengo necesidad de ir a otros lugares a pelear. Estoy muy bien aquí, peleando ante mi gente en mi segunda casa. Cualquier lugar que me presente están los mexicanos y me siento muy cómodo haciéndolo. Así que si se da la oportunidad, ¿por qué no? Sería algo diferente, pero no es que esté buscando ir a otros lugares a pelear. Me encantaría en algún momento pelear en Japón. Ese siempre ha sido un sueño para mí porque crecí con el Chololo Larios, que lo tenían ellos y peleaba muchas veces en Japón y lo vi pelear en Japón en videos y me encantaría alguna vez poder tener la oportunidad de pelear en Japón.
Y
The
justo la
question was
última,
about, how maybe the possibility of fighting in Saudi Arabia or his dream of fighting in London someday. What does that look like? Canelo was saying that, I don't really have any plans of doing that right now. If you pay me what I'm worth, I'm willing to consider any and all places. But right now, I'm really happy fighting here in the US in front of my Mexican fans. I feel really comfortable here. And also, maybe someday I would like to fight in Japan. That's actually a dream of mine. I saw Mexican fighters fight there before, and that would be something that I would like to experience sometime.
y la última, Saúl, ¿qué opinas respecto a todos los mexicanos que te vinieron a apoyar? Camila Fernández, empezando por ella, que entonó el himno mexicano, Fuerza Régida.
No, agradecido con cada uno de ellos el apoyo que siempre me han brindado. Espero que hayan disfrutado de la pelea y de una gran victoria para México.
The question was how he felt about Fuerza Régida, Camila Fernández, who sang the anthem, and how they show their support. And I'm very thankful with them, and I hope that they enjoyed the fight just like all the fans did, because it was a great show for them.
Eddie, I want to ask you a question before we get ready to allow Team Canelo to depart. But Eddie, how proud are you of Canelo, of his performance tonight over Edgar Berlanga before another packed house on Mexican Independence Day weekend?
Estadio lleno, otra victoria. ¿Qué tan orgulloso te sentís de Canelo tras esta victoria contra Berlanga?
No, pues como siempre, orgulloso porque ya la edad que tiene, la trayectoria que tiene como boxeador, lo que hemos ganado, y sigue en la disciplina, sigue mostrándose que él es mejor. Estamos peleando ahora. Primero nos tocaba pelear con peleadores más veteranos, ahora nos toca pelear con peleadores más jóvenes y les sigue ganando. Entonces creo que tenemos todavía mucho que dar en el boxeo y estoy muy orgulloso de él por todo lo que ha hecho en el gimnasio.
How can I not be proud of him? With his age, his dynamism, the way that he fights, I'm super proud of him. And I think that we still have a lot of gas in the tank. We used to fight against older fighters, and now we fight against younger fighters at the same level. We still have a ways to go, and we want to keep going.
Eddie, how much better can Canelo get? Because every single time we see him in the ring, he just continues to improve and show new facets to his game as he continues to evolve and show how much of a complete fighter he is. But how much better can Canelo get?
La evolución de Canelo es constante, te muestra facetas, te muestra cosas que no aparecían en la pelea anterior. ¿Sigue la evolución de Canelo? ¿Qué tan lejos puede llegar él?
No, ya llegó muy lejos de lo que muchos pensaban. Él sigue aprendiendo cosas, le gusta siempre hacer cosas diferentes y aparte, de acuerdo al rival, él siempre se adapta. Hoy le tocó un rival muy fuerte, un peleador muy largo con su mano izquierda, que tiene una derecha que con un golpe puede acabar una pelea. Entonces él supo, después del quinto round en adelante, supo trabajar su pelea, supo ajustarse y pues miren, ahí está Canelo. Le tienen que quitar los cintos en la mesa para perderlos. Tenemos 3 campeonatos ahorita y vamos a buscar otra vez el cuarto.
Canelo, he has come so far, and he's going to keep going even farther. He's a gym rat. He's someone that always loves to learn new things. He's always studying his opponents. Just look at today as an example. Berlanga had the reach. He was strong. So Canelo was able to adapt and was able to listen to his corner, and he did very well. So now we want to keep evolving, we're going to keep adapting, and we want to just keep doing what we're doing in the way that we know how to do it.
All right, Canelo, thank you so much for joining us. Final words that you have for the entire world.
No, thank you so much for coming, for supporting me. Thank you to my people, to my fans, to my team, to my family. And thank you, Jaimon. Thank you, Luis. My friend, thank you. Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, Saúl Canelo Alvarez, still the super middleweight champion of the world. Felicidades, Santi. That's it. That's it. Eddie.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Anytime.